all seen the new digital Circus, right?
Yeah.
I literally just watched it.
I gotta say, weird that one of the fishes wasn't like talking at all.
Okay.
Weird.
Okay.
Right,
You're beefing right now.
I'm just saying it's weird.
Not
I
now.
have never heard that
Not
fish
now.
say anything.
That's next time.
Yeah, I don't know what to say specifically about it. I mean, it's every time this show drops a new episode, I feel like I'm always like impressed with it. Like this is like an actually good show.
It really is like actually good show.
It's not that I like forget that it's good. It's just like I don't know. I love how well written it is. Honestly,
Yeah.
I think it's okay. I think it's a show that it's very easy to kind of gather misconceptions about the kind of show it is. Because I was talking about this with Nintendo recently. How it's kind of it's a difficult show to compare to anything that really exists specifically. Like it's not a very like this meets that kind of show where you could describe it in a very easy pitch like that. So I feel like a lot of people who haven't seen the show, like there's a certain reputation it has as like a YouTube series. It's popular with a lot of teenagers and like annoying kids. So it's
kind of like
slop.
It's kind of like having its own.
Yeah,
I was gonna say, kind of like having its own splash fest at like a hot topic right now. Because like I went to one the other day, and there's like between Hassan Hotel and what was the other one?
This is kind of like
Circus.
Right. This is one of the big fandom shows right now.
Yes.
Kind of honestly comparable to like a Gravity Falls is the example Nick said to me. Like this is kind of that for the current era.
Yeah,
I'd say because no one's making TV cartoons anymore.
It's over.
Yeah. But no, it's just like a really genuinely good show. Every time a new episode of this drops, I just feel like you got to see this. You got to see this show. Like even if you don't think it looks good based on, I guess, the cultural osmosis you've gathered from it, it's like a surprisingly, I don't know, like I feel like it's actually like deep, not in like a philosophical sense necessarily, though there is some of that, but I think it just the way it values the character writing is like it feels actually substantial, like all the dynamics that they have for one another.
Yeah, it's very substantive. Like it's not just a show with like they actually have something to say. There's actually a story. There's actually a narrative, and
there's like a message about
like it was something that they.
Yeah,
it feels like it was something they planned out. Like it wasn't just this show it caught traction and then they caught a wave. It's like they planned this out episode by episode, and they're hitting different plot points and executing them well. That's what I would say.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I was on record not liking the pilot of the show when it came out. I did not really like it. I thought there was too much going on, and I didn't like nothing really landed for me in it. But like I think every episode of this show has basically gotten better and better and better, and now I'm like actually invested in it for sure. Yeah.
When you saw like the way Gangle and Zubo like interact, you're like, I'm all in.
I guess that was something I liked. Yeah.
I mean, listen. I mean, that made you really go all in, which I love.
With this episode specifically, because the show is, it's planned for 9 episodes, so this is kind of the beginning of the real final arc of the show, the real final push.
Yeah, we're like an end game.
So everyone's like expecting big things to happen, and I really love how well this episode was at building tension. And I think a lot of that is because of how well they've set up all the characters.
Yeah.
Like every episode of the show up to this point has basically just been meticulously getting you familiar with each of the characters one by one. And so now it's genuinely at a point where the stakes do feel so high because I do care about what happens to all of them.
Yes.
And I kind of want to see, they're kind of in this impossible situation. And
right.
This is the episode that really, really dangles kind of the hope of their ultimate fates over the audience.
Yes.
I was saying while I was watching, I was like, if Jax abstracts, I will cry. They're on live on stream, I will cry.
They were teasing you a bit there. That he does it like almost like 3 times.
Definitely.
I think that's one.
Definitely.
I was gonna say before the new episode, I was listening to like a lot of theories on what might happen, and like the episode was doing a lot that would like fulfill that theories is right until the end, which like dashed completely.
This is an episode that, and by the way, if you haven't watched it, like I don't know how deep into spoilers we're gonna get, but we're gonna be like talking.
Yeah, there's a few things to talk about. Yeah.
Yeah. So definitely, like, if you're following the show and you haven't seen it yet, like, I'll do that right now before we ruin something accidentally for you. But I think this episode in particular did a really good job at kind of having a pulse on what the audience would be thinking at this moment.
Mm-hmm.
Like the Jax abstraction thing, they set that up really well. Like in the last episode, that's kind of what you're left expecting to happen.
Mm-hmm.
It was almost like a foregone conclusion. Like, well, that's what's going to happen in this one. And they play into that really well. And I just love how mature the show feels. Honestly, there's like a sequence. Right. There's one sequence in this episode where it's kind of just carried by. It's the big Jax scene where he's about to abstract, basically.
Yeah.
I was like really impressed that there was a scene in like a popular YouTube internet series that's just like up on the internet, where they really just kind of play out that whole. They just let you feel the emotions of that scene for an extended amount of time. I didn't count like how long it was.
It's like it felt like 2 minutes. It was like 2 minutes or something. It was a decent length.
Right,
and it's like a weird scene too. Like the FPS of that scene like gets like doubled. Like it's like a video game frame rate instead of like cartoon frame rate. It's like very like weird and like there's like no dialogue. There's like it's just like abstract like thing on screen for like 2 minutes straight. Basically, like it felt like it actually felt like what it'd feel like if you died.
Right. It even seemed inspired.
I remember. Yeah, I was gonna say it was like they were about to go into like the whole abstracting thing, which what people were expecting. Like that's probably how it looks when you abstract too.
I don't think I've ever seen something that like randomly changes. Well, there have been some things, but like stylistically changes the frame rate like that in the movie.
Mm-hmm.
It's probably happened. I know there's like some movies.
Spider-Verse, kind of.
Right.
True.
But this was a case where like they would have had to render the whole thing in 60 FPS. So most of the episode is like on 2s. And there's just one sequence where the frame rate is higher.
Right.
That's just an interesting technical thing that they would have had to done.
No, I've never seen anything kind of do that before.
Yeah. What else? There's a lot of Kane in this episode.
Yes.
This is just a broad thing. I'm always like blown away by how Kane looks in this. It's like crazy.
The way he moves, he speaks, he talks, his energy.
Yeah, if you go back and watch. Yeah, if you go back and watch like the early promos for this show and like the pilot episode, it's almost night and day of like how much further they've started pushing.
Yes,
how they animate Kane.
His eyes are a lot smaller in the first episode.
Right, his eyes used to be smaller. I feel like they've gotten really good at constantly having him be expressive.
Yes.
Like there's never a moment where it feels like he's just blank faced, which is really interesting. It's such a strange design for a character.
Yeah.
It's really well. I mean, what are some things? What do the people want us to talk about with this episode?
I liked that. Again, I don't know how much we go into spoilers here. I liked how disappointing the ending was, if that makes sense. I like that it was like incredibly disappointing. Like it is very purposely just the most disappointing way this kind of like plot could have ended.
It was gut punchingly.
Yeah.
So,
and
a lot of that's just because of how well they established the tension of it.
No, I was like actually bummed out by the ending, but like in the way I think they like wanted you to be. Like it's supposed to be like you're disappointed by it.
I remember I heard apparently like the early reactions to it, like people on the staff, like when they saw 7 and they were like, "Aw," and then 8 was like, "Oh." Like this is something's gonna happen.
This was one that before it came out that like the crew was really hyping up as being controversial.
There's a few things in it,
which I don't. What has the reception to this actually been controversial though? I feel like it's like done so well that it's like it is disappointing, but I can't be too mad about it because it's just so well done.
The vibe I get is more people liked the episode a lot, but it's like a lot of like I'm pissed at this character for doing this thing kind of situation, right? Like there's like two characters in this in particular that people are like, you know, like and I think not in an act, maybe in an actually I don't keep up with fandom, but like for like kind of in a joking way, people are like, dude, what the fuck is wrong with you? Like about like 2 characters in this episode in particular. But again, I think it is again in the way the show wants you to be like kind of pissed like at these characters a little bit.
This is like a character drama at its best, at its core. So it's kind of fun to have those kind of moments where you could be so invested in their relationships that you can get angry about decisions they make.
No, it's interesting because I knew something had to happen. Like I knew they weren't getting out, right? Like there's like 2 episodes left. There's no way they were getting out right now. Something had to happen. I didn't expect what happened to happen though. I think the way they went about it was like really cool because like you have one character messed up, one character. I guess like I'll just put spoilers on screen just in case we talk about them. It's hard to like dance around it. Yeah. So like Jax like acts very selfishly at the very end here. It's like you get him being selfish, and then you get like the reveal like, oh, Kane orchestrated this whole thing. None of it was real. He was just kind of like playing a game with them, and like he didn't really see it like that, but like everyone's pissed at him. So like both of those characters kind of like do something like a bit fucked up at the end there, which is interesting.
Ramen, are you a Jax head, Ramen?
Absolutely, he's my favorite character.
I'm kind of curious if we want to get into specific spoiler stuff.
We can. I got spoilers on screen now. Just talk about whatever you want.
Okay. This is a specific thing about the episode. One thing I like about this show is that there's a lot of stuff that it doesn't, in this episode in particular, even especially, it doesn't completely spell out everyone's motivations like super explicitly, unambiguously. So one thing I was curious about, and I was talking to a friend about this who kind of had a different perspective than me, was what Jax does at the end when he pushes the button. How much of that do you think was like just him? Like that's what he would have done in any situation where he was presented that option? Or do you think it's like there's some kind of like influence being put on him in that moment?
I definitely think that Kane has some sort of influence over them. I don't know exactly how much, but like they hinted at that towards the end of the episode.
Like with Kinger, like when Kinger mentioned attractions, it's just puts all like Wayne.
Yeah, I
and like even bring it back the incident with like the stupid juice and stuff. Is like you're just now like wondering how much does he know? How much is he doing?
That's almost like the big question leaving this is how much does Kane actually know and like what is he actually I can almost get the sense he's putting like those visions in Jax's head sometimes, like maybe like he's
that
doing
was my thought.
Yeah, because right after that happens, that's kind of when Jax, I mean, he starts like kind of breaking down and freaking out, saying that he was right. And then he starts talking specifically about the fact that his memories can be manipulated and his mind can be manipulated. So I figured that, but it also seems like the sort of thing where I imagine Jax was just the most susceptible to being encouraged into that decision to begin with.
Right.
So it's probably like a bit of both. Like,
because like,
I don't think it's like he wouldn't have, I don't think there was no chance that he would have done that, but it did very much to me feel like immediately after he did it, he didn't even really know why he did it.
He wasn't cognizant of it.
Right. Because the other characters at this point in the show are like honestly not in a bad place, like mentally. Like they've all kind of like, they all kind of have each other now, and like they kind of like support each other. Jax is kind of the one who is a bit off his rock, because even like Kinger, you know, like he's very clearly loved by the other ones, and when he's in the dark, he kind of regains consciousness. Yeah. Jax is the one who's like, I think, the most vulnerable, which is funny because he's like the asshole, but he's like the most vulnerable of them right now, easily.
And a lot of it's just him, just like it's finally coming back to like the reality. Just him being an asshole is no longer like a coping mechanism he can use, because everyone's like handling better just by like
now it's like his whole affect is just a hindrance to him, because he probably wouldn't be freaking out so much if he actually made some friends.
Right, because now
he wasn't like a dickhead.
And also, like, no one's like playing with him anymore the way he wants them to.
Yeah, because like I kind of get the sense, like, you know, I don't think he's ever been particularly close with Kinger anyway. He kind of blew it with Pomni last episode, but like Pomni's still clearly trying, and even like Ragatha, who doesn't like him, is still clearly trying a little bit to like open up to him. And then Zubo and Gangle just don't like him at this point. Like they just don't really like him.
But like Zubo's also like there to like
at all.
Yeah,
well, has also been like trying to crack Jack at least a bit.
they are, but like, dude, there's something up with you. You gotta talk to someone about this shit. Not me though. Not me, but someone else.
Right, which completely fair, because
he's fucking.
He's just unreasonable.
He's fucking with her. He's fucking with their Pookie.
God save anyone who. What was the Suicide Squad line? I fumbled it. God save anyone who disrespects his queen or something.
God respect anyone who disrespects Zubo's fucking queen. It is interesting because Abel in this episode, you know, as we learned by the end, was not real, and like everything he said is like a bit bullshit, probably. But there are some moments where like some of the stuff Abel's saying is definitely, I think, supposed to reflect Kane. Or like is stuff like the characters aren't even supposed to really hear. Like there's something going on with Kinger, like actually for sure. Like that's definitely not like a fake thing.
Definitely.
They're gonna pull a Rick Sanchez backstory where they say like all that was fake, and then they're gonna do a reverse where like, well, some of it was true. That actually is my expectation for the next episode.
Yes,
because this was such a massive rug pull that it's almost like, so what do we even do from here? In some ways, if you kind of reframe this could function as like a really cruel just finale. And like there's just nothing after this. Obviously the way it's set up, like that's not.
I think
what's being suggested.
I think most of the stuff they said about Kinger and like relating to him is probably like to some extent true. Like there's definitely something Kinger knows that he did that happened. Like that's like almost certainly, I think, the case. Otherwise, like I almost like, even though it's supposed to be a fake out and that wasn't the case, it'd be like weird otherwise to do it. Just from like
there's a lot of dialogue in this episode, like saying like, isn't Kinger just so great? We trust him so much.
Yes.
And then so it's kind of, see, that's what's really great about this episode. It's really good at planting ideas in your head and sort of getting you to think in a certain, I guess, direction, to think through a certain path, to like build theories as you're watching, just so it can contradict them later. That's why it's like I feel like the show is pretty like,
yes,
it respects your intelligence. Like it kind of allows you to try to figure that stuff out on your own.
Definitely.
There's a kind of a conversation Zubul and Gangle have near the end about like, oh, will this still be the same? We're out of it, and then Zubul's like, it was always real, kind of like conversation. I've heard some people talk about the idea that like hypothetically like they're not actually hooked up to like the machine, but like the characters in this are like recreations of their memory, like as data. Yeah. I think that would be interesting because like at that point, like they are just in that circus forever, and like it's kind of like now they have to deal with that kind of situation. Like I think that kind of conversation is like, this is like not a real reality, but like what we're experiencing and like how we feel about each other and all that is still real.
Right.
Yeah.
It's like in Fairly Odd Parents when Jimmy Neutron thinks the fairies are holograms, and Timmy goes, "It's a Goddard." Just like that.
I do think they've kind of like set up that like the real world in this is supposed to be like live action.
Yes.
That's something that makes me feel like we're probably not going to be able to see outside of the game ever, because I don't know how they would pull that off.
No, I agree. I think even if like that like digital copy thing isn't true, I think the series, if it wasn't that, it would just end with them leaving, then you don't see. Because I also think like I think it's like a fan thing, like people like design like, oh, what do they look like in the real world? I think they wouldn't want to like maybe tamper with that. Like, oh, you could what they look like in the real world is like up to you kind of situation.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Like maybe and like ultimately it doesn't really matter.
Right, of course, yeah. It like, does not matter at all.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just wonder how this show is going to end, because it seems like a show that can't just do. I mean, they've kind of. This is kind of the what you would do for a conventional ending, like having the whole plan to escape thing. Like it feels like that's something that they can't do in that way anymore.
No, yeah,
right.
This is such.
So I wonder, like,
this is very much a I don't know where you go from here kind of like episode.
Yeah, and it feels like the kind of show that wouldn't just have. I don't know. Would it have just an unambiguously just good ending? I feel like there'd have to be something.
I hope not. I kind of want them to go even darker and deeper than this episode. Like I hope it's like they build up another level of hope and then completely dash it, and that's where they end it.
That's almost why I think the digital copy thing is like very like feasible, because like, okay, you are literally not leaving the circus, and like that's kind of the dire part of the ending. And then like, okay, there's like the slight hopefulness, so like you're still like together, like kind of thing. Like it's kind of like it's kind of like a dire ending, but like in a like kind of hopeful way, maybe.
It's a series about, you know, a big theme of the show is things that are just out of your control. Just how do you navigate life when so much of it is just so far beyond you, and it's so, I don't know, existentially daunting. Like there's so many things about the world that you can't really hope to solve.
Yes.
In your lifetime. Like
I don't think it's going to end with like all the characters abstracting horribly or something, but I think it's very likely like they're not going to get exactly what they want. Again, that's why I do think that digital copy thing seems pretty like feasible to be like, it's like, okay, like you're not going to get exactly what you want. Make the most of it now.
Yeah.
Low key though. Which one do you think? If any of these guys abstract, which one do you think it'll be? I feel like one of them will before the show ends. I get that gut feeling.
I think Zubul will abstract when she finds out she can't. No, wait. When they find out when they can't have sex with Gangle.
No, that's how Kid makes the ending okay for them. They program in sex for them.
Sex is enabled.
Yeah, sex is enabled.
That was the compromise. Yeah.
And cursing.
I feel like Pomni, Zubul, and like Gangle, I think won't be the ones to abstract if one of them does. I'm like thinking like because I feel like story wise they keep teasing, like they keep bringing it up. Like I feel like it almost has to happen to someone. It's like story wise though, like who would like be the most interesting for that happen to?
Personally, I think it'd be Kinger. I think Kinger abstracting would send me into a depression.
Yeah, because I feel like they keep teasing it being Jax, and now that makes me think it's not Jax. Jax is like not gonna abstract by the end of the series, but Kinger's like plot important, like now at this point. And there's like the whole thing with his wife. Like you can maybe make it like a bit soft with that.
He got like he clearly has like a backstory. He's connected to this whole construct in some way, some form. I feel like they reveal that maybe he like created the shit and he like, oh my god, I'm responsible for this, and then he abstracts. I don't know how they do it, but I would imagine like Kinger would be the most gut punching to me because like you said, I just think Jax is too obvious at this point. They've set it up too much.
Right. Mm-hmm. Like they've thrown it in your face so clearly, and it like I feel like if it was gonna happen, it would have happened now anyway. So now the fact they've thrown it in your face, so it's like okay, now it'd be like weird if it happened. Right.
And Kinger is so aggressive. Kinger is probably the most aggressively difficult to dislike character in the show.
Yeah.
So that's kind of like the cruelest option, but also I think, I mean, maybe in character too, like if he did some sort of sacrifice or something.
That's what I'm thinking, right? Like it's just like story-wise, like just from like a writing perspective, like he makes the most sense. Like he's gonna atone for something, and like him abstracting is gonna like save them in some way or something.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe that could be another case, like the dire ending, right? Like Kane has to abstract, like if like they're not digital copies or whatever, like he has to abstract to like get them out, and, like they can't save him, like they all get out, but, like Kane like has to like Kinger like has to like be left behind and abstract because of that.
Yeah, you know, that is a good point. I wonder where they're taking it with Kane too.
Yeah.
Like you said, he's a character who's kind of honestly seems difficult to redeem after this specific episode because what happens in this one is just it's such a gut punch,
right?
And you're kind of left like the audience and the characters are kind of left angry specifically at him.
No, yeah.
But I don't think they're gonna do like a full like villain turn.
No, not even a little bit. I think even Gooseworks has said like she doesn't consider Kane a villain at all.
Just an antagonist.
Honestly, he's really likable. I don't know. His whole thing is just wanting to be understood and wanting to understand other people.
That's the funny thing. Like I'm like pissed at him for what he did, but like I'm like, oh, but he's like fun. Like I want him to be happy by the end still too, though. Right?
I don't have much of a grudge against him because he does kind of get to fall back on like, well, he's just kind of a program. Like he was kind of made to do this, and he literally can't function any other way. Mm-hmm. So you do have some of that sympathy for him on that front,
right? That's a cool thing about this show is that kind of stuff that like you can be like pissed at the characters, but you're like, oh well, you know, they're kind of like,
right?
Like, you know, Jax is like a fucking asshole, but like, you know, like they clearly show some shit happened with him, and like it's like not hard to see why he's kind of like this a little bit now.
Right?
Yeah.
I think this one did.
And clearly, he was someone who used to love others, who used to care about people.
Yeah, I think this one did a good job. Like he's been kind of an asshole. I think this one did a good job making it clear. Like, okay, there's stuff going on with him that's like a bit upsetting, and like, okay, I can kind of see why he's like this a bit.
Yeah, it's just they're good at making him sympathetic without like softening him.
Right,
I think.
like he doesn't go, "Oh, Pomni, I messed up so bad. Can you forgive me?"
I think it is a significant thing that like his behavior hasn't really changed too much. He does act pretty different in this one because he's just in such a different state of mind. But it's not by him being nicer. Like honestly, he just kind of becomes more recluded in this episode.
He's like kind of passive in this one. Like he's just kind of like going along with it. Like, all right, whatever, I'll help you guys.
Yeah. Good show.
I think what will happen though at the end though is they're trying to get out of the digital circus, and the portals open up and all the other glitch characters walk in, and then Knights of Guinevere and Murder Drones, and then like Mario from SMG4 walks in, and they go, "We'll get you guys out. Don't worry."
It's not Mario. It's Maggie. It's Mistress Maggie.
It's Maggie from SMG4. All of them come in.
No, Mistress Maggie specifically.
Midriff Maggie. No, this show is cool. I feel like it's sometimes like when something like this gets popular, like you have to pretend to arbitrarily hate it or whatever. I don't give a fuck. I think this show's cool.
It's actually good. It's actually so great.
I was tapped in from episode 1. I'm like, yo, this shit is perfect. I love it.
Both the fucking everything everywhere all at once. Enjoy this, pretend it's bad or whatever. No, I've really been enjoying it. I think like I said, I didn't love the first 2 as much as other people, and then by like episode 3, I'm like, okay, I get what they're going for now. I'm into it.
Mm-hmm. It's like it feels like typical, but then it elaborates further on, and you slowly understand like these characters' deal.
Yeah,
and like it becomes less of a like last episode, like it becomes less about like they were supposed to be playing characters. They're people, and they can't be like playing characters forever. They just want to live.
It's one of the least shallow shows I've ever watched. Like that's a compliment. Like it's real. This digital stuff is real.
All right.
Get ready to